Hello guys, welcome. Let us continue from where we had left it. So remember, I told you there are ways in which examiners like testing further logarithm. So ways in which examiners like testing on further logarithm. So what are those ways? Let us check at way number 1. I remember giving you a brief introduction of what way number 1 is. So way number 1, we have a logarithm statement. Logarithm statement. Or logarithm statement is the same as, or substitution log. Substitution log. Substitution log. What is way number 2? Way number 2 is fractional logarithm. Fractional logarithm. Now guys, I want to inform you one thing. Mathematics is a very easy subject. Why am I telling you so? While I was still learning in my secondary, in high school, I completed all the syllabus of Form 3 of mathematics book while I was still in Form 3 class. So how did this help me? Oh, just like as we have those books like Made Familiar, we have Get It Right, we have Top Notch Mathematics, we have Climax, and other more revision books. Even the smart the smart thing, the smart math books, smart mathematics books, something like that. So the same with those books. Because of the passion and the interest and the desire that I had in mathematics, I went ahead and wrote my own book in a language, in a simple language that I understood it to a point that I could teach someone whom never knew mathematics but had the interest of learning, and it always worked. Most of my friends thanked me after I sat down with them, went through the topics which were challenging, and they truly thank me later. So the same way I'm telling you, and I want to be honest with you, whatever I'm teaching you right now is not the syllabus which is there in the textbook, but it is still the same thing, the same concept, but being taught in a different manner, in a different way, in a simple way, in a simple language that any type of student can understand. And that is what I'm doing. So you can decide for yourself and make choices, but remember, choices have consequence. So Let us continue. Let us take on way number one. Way number one. Way number one is a logarithm statement. Logarithm statement. So this is where an examiner gives you two logs that represent or are equal to certain decimal places he or she has indicated. Then the examiner needs you to find a certain log that he or she expresses in decimal places. Are you okay? Let us take on examples from the book. Remember, I want you to get me clearly. Way number one is a logarithm statement or the substitution log. What does logarithm statement or substitution log mean? Logarithm statement, just from itself, statement, it is something that is a statement. It is written. And if you look the synonym, which is substitution log, to substitute is to replace something with something to make it more easier to solve. Maybe if we check on the question, you will understand me better. Let me repeat one more time. I've said the examiner needs you to find a certain log that he or she expresses in decimal places. Very, very, very much interesting. So the type of the question, example one, you will find a question like this. Given that log 2 is equal to 0.3010 and log 3 is equal to 0.4771. Then examiner asks you a simple question. Evaluate. What's the meaning of evaluate? To evaluate is the same as to solve. Evaluate log 0.096 without using a mathematical tables or calculators. How do we solve this type of question, my dear learners? So procedure. I normally call the given logs as domain. Why? A domain is a number or expression or equation that should not be interfered with. They should not be misused. In short, they are directive questions. They only direct, and that is it. What are those domains? This is what I'm referring to as domain. What have I said? They only direct. They direct you on what to do. Let's continue. An examiner needs you to express the third log he or she has given you in terms of log 2 and log 3. I want you to get me clearly. So this is the third log. The third log. Remember the first two logs, they are domain. They are only directing you on what to do. They're only directing you on what to do. So you will use the third log. Do not interfere with the first two logs that has been given. Do not. Use the third log that has been given. Evaluate log 0.096 without using a mathematical tables or a calculators. This, the third log, is what you should use. So log 0.096 can also be written as log of what, guys? Of 96 all over 1, 2, 3. I mean 1, 2, 3 all over 1000. This is the same thing. Log 0.096 can also be written as log 96 all over 1000. Now come and deal with the 96. Get the factors of 96 that contain 3 and 2. Remember the domain contain log 2 and log 3. With your case, 96, the numerator must contain, underline the word must contain 2 numbers. And what are these 2 numbers? The 2, these 2, and these 3. It must. You want to be able to solve such type of question without the 2 and 3. You want. So 96 in factor form, you will find that it is 3 times 2 power 5. You just have to be creative, nothing else. Just form a factor tree which may consume our time. We have 2. I don't have a calculator, sorry. I don't have a calculator, but you at home, the 2 goes into 9 how many times? 4 times, remainder 1, that is 8. So just make a factor tree up to the last part. Then consider only taking 3 and 2. Just be creative. With mathematics, you have to learn. You have to do a lot of questions to expose yourself to various questions, how they can be tackled. So 96 in factor form is written this way. So we can rewrite it as log. Now instead of writing 96, we shall write 3 times 2 power 5 all over what? All over 1000. If I take you back to the laws of indices, you will realize log A minus log B equal to log of A over B. And what do we have down here? We have log of 3 times 2 power 5 all over 1000. Now, how can this be written? This is the same as having log of 3. Now, instead of having times, we have plus. Remember times there. Log A plus log B is equal to what? Log AB, in bracket AB. Log A plus log B equal to log what? log AB. And log A minus log B equal to log of A over B. Guys, don't forget. Mastering those 8 laws is something very important. So log 3 plus log of 2 power 5. Then remember division. We have division. Division is a minus over log what, guys? Log 1000. Let us continue. We have log 3 plus, remember, there is a certain law here. I want you, whenever you are doing revision, you refer back. You refer back. You refer back. Why should you refer back? To remember that content every now and then, for it to stick in your mind. So, there's a law here. A log B, law number 4. A log B equal to log B power A. And what do we have here? Now just the vice versa. The vice versa. Log 2 power 5 now equals to 5 log 2. The vice versa. 5 log 2. Now, we have come to minus log 1000. So, as a learner, things like log 10, you must have it in brain. That is 1. Log 100, that is 2. Log 1000, that is 3. Log 10,000, that is 4. So forth and so on. Something very easy. Just have it in mind. Just have it in mind. And remember, all logs without bases, they are assumed to be log base 10. It is assumption that is there. So if someone hasn't indicated what base of what log is that log, then you just have it in mind that is log of base 10. So instead of rewriting log 1000, it's way more better if I write 3. Now, if I take you back to the domains, now remember we have log 3 plus 5 log 2 minus 3. If I take you back to domain, what is our log 3 representing? 0.4771. And what is log 2 representing? 0.3010. We are good to go. That is what we want. So just substitute. What is log 3? Log 3 there was 0.4771 plus 5 into bracket. Inserting a bracket is something that should not scare you. Alright? Now, log 2. What is our log 2? 0.3010 minus what, guys? Minus 3. Punch this in your calculator. Boop, you'll have the answer. But I do advise to avoid using calculator in this part. Avoid using calculator. I'll tell you why in the next lesson. So we have 0.4771 plus, if you solve that part, 5 multiplied by that, so if we multiply that one, what shall we get there? 0, 5, 0. This is 15, right? 5 carry 1, 0, then 1. So we have 1.5050 minus 3. Following the BODMAS rule, we have plus there. If we add those, we get 1.98. You must have your calculator. 1.9821 minus 3. Now remember, these are not numbers. The main reason why I told you not to punch this on your calculator, these are not numbers. These are not numbers. We have something called characteristic and mantissa. If I am not wrong, we have characteristic and mantissa. Don't worry much. So 1.9821. Now, this one is not a minus symbol, though it symbolizes minus, but it's always written as bar 3.0000. When you're dealing with the logs, the bar thing always indicates the minus symbol, the subtraction symbol. But if it is just 3 alone, then it is an addition. Don't worry more. Now, if you solve this, we can, this is 9821.1 minus 3. We get what? Bar 2. Now, bar 2 is a negative 2.98. But the fact that these are not numbers and rather they're logs, it is referred to as bar 2.9281. So our answer will be what, guys? Bar 2.9821. I want to tell you, if you press this thing on a calculator, you will get a different answer from what I've noted down here. Are we good up to there? I want to stop there. When we meet in the next lesson, we shall do 2 more questions. Then we move to way 2. Way 2, in which examiners like testing this topic called further logarithm. This is one of the type of questions you will get. So when we meet next, we shall tackle 2 more questions before we proceed on with our lesson. Thank you.